those details. But let's now shift our focus to India's edible oil market. Using the Essential Commodities Act, Centre has now instructed edible oil producers to submit monthly data on their production, imports and sale, and this will be done via a new specific portal. The return must include details of each vegetable oil received and used as raw material, as well as information on each vegetable oil product that is being manufactured, sold, imported or exported during the previous month. To understand the objective behind this and also the latest demand trends ahead of the upcoming festive season, we are now joined by Mr. Sudhakar Desai, President at IVPA, or Indian Vegetable Oil Producers Association. Sir, thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us here on ET Now. So as I was talking about the recent regulatory changes where the centre has now instructed edible oil producers to submit monthly data, if you can tell us what is the objective behind this and how will it aid the industry then?
Yes, in our interactions with the government, of course, this has been there for a while. As the name suggests, it is the WOPA rules. This is vegetable oil producers, vegetable oil products production and availability order 2011. So it's a very old act actually that these data has to be submitted. However, for many years it was not taken seriously. But in the last couple of years or 1 year, this data was being uploaded by all the organized players on the website portal, but then there were some glitches. The current order, which has been announced now, actually is making it mandatory for every processor, every importer, to actually upload the data on a monthly basis. Basically, the data is all about what is the incoming oils, opening stocks, what is the consumption into various verticals, and what is the closing stock. So government believes, and the objective is basically to make data-based actions in the interest of the consumers or the farmers, and for also to enable a quicker reaction in the marketplace, and also preemptive way in a manner that they can address the issues, challenges in this complex 2.5 lakh crore industry, which is predominantly import dependent to the extent of 58-60%. So this is the basic objective of these WOPA regulations. Basically, it is amended and everybody has to upload the data. Now, there are a few challenges, or obviously when something like this of magnitude starts, who all have to do it basically? I mean, they have to register obviously in a portal. Is it applying to the stockists or the dealers or only the importers or the producers? I don't find organized players will have much difficulty, but the whole unorganized small scale sector might find it some time to adjust to this law.
Understood. So, unorganized sector might find it a little difficult to implement these regulatory changes. But Mr. Desai, let's shift focus to the latest demand trends then. If you can tell us, are Indian vegetable oil importers ramping up palm oil purchases ahead of the upcoming festive season? And will declining global prices then make it cost efficient to meet the expected demand surge during the upcoming festive season?
There is a preparation of the festival demand. Usually, you will see 8 to 10% demand increase. But couple of facts, I think the last 6 months the imports have been actually down by about 7 to 8% due to various global reasons. But now in the second half, the industry is expecting the demand to be good. But going by the June, July, and the potential August import data, I think the industry is quite prepared enough to meet the festival demand. On the other side, the domestic oils, if I speak about, I think the domestic soybean prices also have been going up of late in the last 2 weeks. The mustard seed prices have been much above MSP operating already. So in both the things, both in mustard and soybean, the government through NAFED and HAFED agencies also holding some stock. So I don't see any supply chain or supply related issues at the moment. Talking about the demand which you're mentioning, yeah, we are all part of the global system today on the edible oil front.
Okay, so you're not seeing any kind of disruption in supply chain globally, but since you've also spoken about demand and that demand is expected to be very strong this time around, is reduction in import duty on crude edible oil that was done from 20% to 10% now, is this providing any kind of relief to the industry?
No, actually, it's a pass through. The cost of duty is a cost of goods in the hands of the processors. In the sense that the duty cut happened sometime in May, so it is by now completely. We are all under the new duty structure. In fact, talking about the duty, we as IVPA have actually recommended a dynamic duty slab system, which on one side keeps the global market, global prices at one hand, and then keep the MSP of the oilseed sector and the consumer prices and the inflation in the edible oil that we want to achieve. So accordingly, the duty can be dynamically changed instead of waiting and doing a big duty cuts either upside or downside. But as far as the industry is concerned, it's mostly a pass through.
Okay, so it will mostly be a pass through as far as the impact of reduction in crude edible oil is concerned. But Mr. Desai, how has the trend of edible oil imports been then? Since you're saying that demand is expected to pick up in the coming festive season, do you expect imports to inch higher too? Because if we look at the trend over the last few months, import of palm oil has actually declined. Do you expect the trend to reverse going forward?
I think Indian demand will make up for the loss of demand of the last 6 months, which is a combination of high prices and also a result of the pipeline getting dry due to risk factors. But in the next 6 months, but not only this festival demand, but in the next 6 months, at least we expect that the demand, import demand will be same as last year, thereby making up for the shortfall of, let's say, million tons of last year. So eventually, we will end up with about a whopping 16 million tons of imports for the oil year when we count, or in this case, I can say the calendar year also. So it will be about 16 million tons. But very important to know that today, edible oil business and the crude oil, Brent crude oil business, are very much linked. So whatever is happening globally, either in US in terms of their biofuel demand subsidies or the declaration of B50 by Indonesia, I think sometime later next year they would like to go for B50. That means 50% of the fuel demand will be met from edible oil, which is basically palm oil, which is a predominantly import dependent, which we import depend in India for the HoReCa needs, that is the institutional demand needs, hotels, institutional biscuit manufacturers, sweet makers, all these people are dependent on palm oil. So in terms of prices, palm oil is well priced.
Okay, so palm oil is well priced. That's the word coming in. Mr. Desai, thank you so much for taking your time out and joining